The statement will be read on our behalf by Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would not even want to paraphrase this statement, and I think the weight of it should speak for itself. But perhaps Honorable Raila might want to speak to it. It's entitled Military Operation Planned to Subvert Election and Hand Over Power to Uhuru. We have called you today to alert you to one of the greatest developments in the history of our country. We have received damning information and concrete evidence of an audacious plan that the Jubilee administration and the top military commanders have put in place to use force and subvert next month's election with a rigged outcome. The plan is to hand over power to President Uhuru Kenyatta by completely illicit and unconstitutional means. Every aspect of the elaborate democratic polling system that has been put in place over the last 4 years will be undermined and a military operation conducted to deliver the presidency to Uhuru. Jubilee has clearly recognized and been so informed by the National Security Intelligence Service that it is headed for defeat after disastrous 4 years in which the vast majority of Kenyans have suffered unprecedented deprivation and hardships. But determined to stay in power, it has enlisted what is referred to in documents which detail the anti-democratic plot to use loyal officers by quote-unquote tribe and who are quote-unquote regime-friendly to subvert this election. The plans include cutting of power and water, and then militarily isolating settlements such as Mathare and Kibra on election day, possibly on the pretext of containing the spread of cholera. We are presenting here the evidence of the mobilization, coordination going on to have the military install Uhuru as president in August. The documents indicate that very large numbers of officers and soldiers will be participating in the plot. Also included will be 226 new soldiers being trained at Mariakani Barracks to be deployed on this mission. The new soldiers don't have networks in the military. Because they are new, they will readily take any orders and at the same time cannot be identified, nor can they communicate with other soldiers who might not be privy to the plot and who would be opposed to it. The soldiers are being trained on how to cut off power and water in Kibera and Mathare slums and keep people out of the city center. They are planning to transport ballot papers to rural areas, codenamed Special Transit Goods, or in short abbreviation SDG. They will register telephone lines in the names of dead soldiers. They are taking engineers to provide military points of contact within Central Kenya region. Those military contacts are provided in a letter that you have numbered 4 as follows. 1, the overall military contact person for Central region is given as Colonel J.A. Oda of telephone 0727 944 027. Secondly, for Kiambu County, is Lieutenant Colonel V.N. Buru of telephone number 0724 600 594. Thirdly, Muranga is under Major V.M. Gitonga of telephone 0727 71 3155. Fourth, Kirinyaga is under P.N. Jenga, telephone 0726 007 555. Fifthly, Nyeri is under Lieutenant Colonel Masai of telephone 0722 917 591. Central Kenya is crucial to this operation, which will drive out NASA agents in order to announce near 100% voter turnout for President Uhuru. They are developing both air and land emergency evacuation and humanitarian support. To actualize these goals, a meeting is going on today whose theme is, I quote, proactivity in mission planning and delivery. The entire meeting is devoted to issues dealing with election, which the military has no legal right to be involved in. The agenda items include election scenarios and legal implications. There is also a sinister reference to command experiences within AMISOM, strengths and weaknesses. As you all know, AMISOM refers to the AU mission in Somalia, under which our armed forces have obtained their only real experience in fierce war and combat. The military is specifically asked to deliver election to Jubilee. Soldiers being deployed are required to be regime friendly, as I said, code name referenced RF, and from the correct tribe, code reference TB. A team of 1 plus 12, meaning command and 12 fighters, are the ones to be given lines to be registered in the names of dead soldiers. They will have power line termination tools and power source. On completion of the tasks, these soldiers will be deployed on special missions, probably outside of the country, to ensure they cut contacts and their accounts credited with some money. These soldiers are to be supplied with equipment spelled out in document number 6. And this equipment includes, number 1, land cruiser, close signal frequency jammers, I think there are 2 in number, and number 2, electric shock flexible baton, number 3, stun gun, number 4, hammers, number 5, power saw, number 6, metal steel cutters, number 7, 50 riot clubs and whips to each. For some time now, we have been saying that President Uhuru Kenyatta is planning to overthrow the Constitution and use the military to rig himself back into office after realizing that he has already lost the August elections. We underestimated the scope of that dastardly threat, which we have now reviewed. We are giving copies of this document to all international election observers and to all members of the diplomatic corps based here in Nairobi. Thank you.
Well, my colleague has already read the statement, but this plot follows a meeting that took in State House, and there is correspondence to that effect. Following the CDF notice of meeting with the State House and State House representative, and subsequent meeting with Sunray, as a code name, the undersigned has been directed to inform you to coordinate the following key activities. A, make available on standby for the period between 3rd and 16th July 36 officers of ranks of major or captain, and considering infantry composition of these officers. So this letter goes on to give a lot of details of what is subsequent to the meeting that took place in State House. So this is something that has been sanctioned at the very top, because this is coming from the CDF himself, giving instructions now to junior officers to do what we are talking about. So this is no longer just hearsay, but this is letter signed on his behalf by Mr. R.D. Moye, Lieutenant Colonel, and is signing for the commander. So this is not just hearsay. Each time we talked about this matter, they've said we're just talking. But today we are giving you detailed information which confirms what we have been talking about, that there is a sinister plan to use the military to interfere with the electoral process. We want a confirmation that we are going to have elections in this country. There's no point in us making all the elaborate arrangements that we've been making, campaigning, when somebody wants to shortchange the whole process through the back door. This is not going to be acceptable. The Kenyan people will not accept it. Neither, I hope, will the international community sanitize this kind of process. Thank you.